Good morning, teacher and friends. My name is Ng Pei Xuan, and my teammates Teo Chen Kin are going to present this project. We are from Group 4, and our name of this project is Floodbusters. To start off is with the background. After about 2 months of implementation, we have successfully met all of our objectives, which will be evaluated further down to our targeted audience, and we are pleased with the results. Floodbusters is an Instagram account that we set up to spread the word about flooding. Our Instagram feed has been updated with posters and infographics. These contain valuable recommendations on how to minimize damage-related losses and how to resolve this issue. Additionally, we incorporated fundamental understanding about floods in our posts to help raise awareness about floods. Apart from that, we had educated others to empathize with those in need and to provide a helping hand. Most importantly, it will underline the critical nature of environmental stewardship in order to avert future tragedies. For the purpose of increasing engagement among our followers, we have set up a poll and a Google form. A poll was created in order to gather information and analyze public opinion on flood-related issues. A Google form was also created in order to determine the extent to which followers are familiar with the subject's fundamentals. We gained a greater understanding of floods as a result of this community service project. Not only that, but we also learned the do's and don'ts prior to, during, and following floods. Malaysia has a poor level of flood awareness. The government should conduct campaigns and distribute posters to raise awareness and promote accurate flood-related knowledge so that Malaysians are better prepared when floods strike. Next is the preparation of the project. We created some posts and polls, and these were all shared on our Instagram account and story. The posts created with easy language and attractive illustration in order to deepen the impression of flood knowledge to the community. In spreading awareness on floods, we use Instagram as our main tool to interact with the public and have amassed a following of 192 people. Our journey began on 11th of January 2022, where we had 0 followers and decided to spread the awareness of floods to the public. A total of 11 posts have been made by our team, and our posts generated 1,004 likes. In our post, we started out with what is flood. It is a natural disaster when the water soaks land that is usually dry. Our streak of posts is accompanied with an in-depth knowledge on floods, which include causes of floods, 2 common types of floods that happen in Malaysia, which are monsoon and flash floods. Then, some tips about floods, emergency contacts during a flood, and list of NGOs. As many people have never experienced flood, they would not know what to do before, during, and after flood. Therefore, our team has also included those steps that we can do during flood to ensure that our followers will be safe whenever the situation arises. Floods can cause some damage to people, infrastructures, and belongings. Therefore, we had also shared the knowledge of how to reduce losses during flood.
Next, a poll has been made to test the depth of their knowledge on floods, in turning entertaining our followers. The purpose of the poll is to collect data and analyze society's opinion regarding matters in relation to flood. A total of 9 questions has been prepared and shared to the public. These are the results as below. For the first one, based on the poll above, 39.3% of people choose 25 cm as their answer. However, according to a flood tank experiments using real vehicles at the University of NSW Water Research Laboratory, a small car can flood in just 15 cm of water. Based on the poll above, 64.2% of people choose all above, which is the correct answer. Dispersion of waste will happen as the flood water will carry all the waste and spread it far and wide, which will cause a release in pollutants to the waterway. Flood water is also very powerful, that in fact it can destroy natural habitats and buildings. The tar road will float, causing huge potholes to arise. Based on the poll above, 89% of people choose to prioritize your safety first. which is true. However, the rest of 11% of people that choose to put their valuables high up, ensure food supplies are high up, and bring the water during flood should reflect on their choice, as those actions are dangerous to do during flood. Based on the poll above, 59% out of 173 responses answered correctly. Rivers can overflow during heavy rain and flood the surrounding areas. High tides will have enough force to reach land that is usually dry. Heavy rain in small areas, especially areas that are lower than sea level, have a huge tendency to flood. Furthermore, clogged rain will cause a flood, as rain are usually meant to keep the area from flooding. But when it is clogged, it will exist in the flooding area. Based on the poll, 59.9% of people answered this question correctly. Zoning and building regulations for new development of dams, detention basins, levees are the ways that we can do to reduce the risk of flood. Based on the poll above, 33.6% out of 173 responses answered correctly. It takes about 25 to 30 cm of fast-moving water to knock you off your feet. Thus, we should never try to walk, swim, or drive through such swift water. Instead, we should go to high grounds and wait for rescue. Based on the poll above, 43.4% of people answered correctly. The most prominent factor that would increase the risk of flooding is climate change, which is followed by urbanization and lastly population growth. Climate change would cause the glaciers of the North Pole and South Pole of the Earth, which in turn cause a rise in sea level, where the water can reach to places that it never reached previously. Urbanization will create new places where water can be stuck and accumulate, causing new areas to flood. Whereas, population growth will cause an increase in disposal of waste, and sometimes waste is disposed on the street, in sewers and around rivers, which will cause a blockage and in turn flood the areas. In conclusion, this community service project has allowed us to contribute to our society. By spreading the understanding and knowledge about flood, we can effectively let people to realize that natural disasters are not far away from us. After deciding on project, our member had contributed their precious time and knowledge to complete this project together. We know that this project may not be perfect, but we still hope our contribution can help the society. In short, we are happy because of our outcome and our efforts are paying off. And we are honored that we have the opportunity to take part and work with each other in this subject. We humbly make this as our lesson and make use of it in our future life. Thank you.